We've got the good, the bad, the ugly, the pros and the cons, and everything in the middle, and all of those things that you need to know about living in Lincoln, California. We used to live in Lincoln, and we're going to be brutally honest with the pros and the cons of living in Lincoln, California. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. We are Lance and Lauren, and on this channel we talk all about what it's like living in Sacramento and the surrounding areas. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. We're dropping new videos every week on what it's like to live in Sacramento, California.
We are also licensed real estate agents in the state of California, which means as much as we love making these videos, we love helping you more with all of your real estate needs. We are the ones that answer those calls, texts, and emails. So if there are any questions you have about Lincoln, Folsom, or the greater Sacramento area in regards to your real estate needs, we'd love to help you guys out.
So we've got a fun one today, and it's a place that's near and dear to our hearts. And today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of Lincoln, California. We're out here in McBean Park, and we've got a good one for you. So pro number one, it has a small town and friendly vibe. I'm going to come right out and say that it's one of my absolute favorite things that I love about Lincoln. Even though Lincoln has grown tremendously over the years, this town still has that charming Mayberry town vibe. You're definitely going to experience all the aspects of Lincoln when it comes to the different areas and the different neighborhoods, but Lincoln at its core is still a small town at heart. So quick little story time. It was date night. I was working at a gym in downtown Sacramento, and I thought it would be a good idea to bring home dinner from one of our favorite restaurants. I figured it would be a nice gesture, but what I didn't take into consideration was the time it would take from the restaurant to the doorstep to get back to Lincoln. I was also flirting with an empty tank in my truck, and since I didn't want the food to get any colder, I thought I would close my eyes and pray for the best. As I was hauling butt down through Lincoln back roads, I almost made it all the way back, but I ran out of gas. The only time in my life that's ever happened to me. Thankfully, I had two different Lincoln residents pull over to see if I was okay, see if I needed any help. And thankfully enough, one of the people who had stopped actually had extra gas in his truck and helped me out and made it home for date night, and the dinner wasn't too cold. A lot of times, those are the types of people that you can expect to encounter when you're living in Lincoln, California.
All right, pro number two definitely has to be community events. Lincoln has the Lincoln Potters baseball team. They are a part of the California Collegiate League, and they play at the newly redone McBean Park, where we're at right now. It's a fun place to take the family out in the summer. They do so many different fun theme nights and events. Another fun community event is definitely the 4th of July here. They have one of the best fireworks shows in all of Placer County right here at McBean Park. The day starts off with the 4th of July parade through the downtown area. There's a Lincoln Potters baseball game in the afternoon, and then there are different food trucks and live music at the park right before it gets dark and the fireworks go down. It's such an awesome thing to see. There's so many people. You can meet a ton of new people at this event. A third event is the Taste of Lincoln wine event, put on by the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce. This is a fun event that hosts a bunch of different local wineries and breweries from the area that are located along the Placer Wine and Ale Trail right off of Weiss Road.
Pro number three has got to be golf courses for me. For Lincoln not being a very big town, it has some of the best golf in the Placer County area. These are some of my favorite courses to play in all of Placer County. When I first started playing golf, I ended up doing a lot of practicing and playing at the Lincoln Hills Golf Club, which is located in the Sun City Retirement Center here. That's a community by Del Webb. Lincoln Hills has two championship 18-hole golf courses called the Orchard and the Hills, which has some of the most awesome views of the foothills. Turkey Creek is another course that's located off of Highway 193 on your way out to Auburn from Lincoln. It's another beautiful course that's challenging and fun, and this course always has some pretty awesome wildlife that you can see while you're out playing around. We also have some friends that got married out here, so Turkey Creek can also be a great place if you want to have a wedding out here. Third, or I guess fourth, you have Catavadera, which is the final course in Lincoln, but that one's a private country club. It used to have some public days that I mentioned in one of our last videos, but since then, they've increased their membership, so they limit this course to members only now. I will say that the one time I did get to play this course, it was awesome shape, and it was one of the better courses in the area.
All right, pro number four is Thunder Valley Casino. It's a fun place to go for a date night or a weekend staycation since they built a new hotel that's attached to the casino. Now, Thunder Valley also has great restaurants. They have an awesome steakhouse called High Steaks, and they also have an awesome Chinese restaurant. Now, on top of great food here, they also do so many amazing different events. They have summer concert series at a new venue that I believe they just recently opened. That's an outdoor amphitheater that's huge. They also do awesome comedy shows. We went to one a while back where we got to see Whitney Cummings there, which was extremely funny and such a great date night.
Now, pro number 5 for Lincoln is going to be the housing. So there's so many different types of housing that you can choose from in Lincoln. You've got new construction homes, you've got master plan communities, you've got Lincoln Crossing, 12 Bridges, you got Catavadera or Verdera, you've got the retirement communities, which are Sun City Del Webb, you've got a new construction retirement community called Esplanade out at Turkey Creek, which is under new construction. So, and then you've also got kind of like the cute cottage bungalow type homes that are in the downtown area. And then what a lot of people don't really realize is that Lincoln also has a ton of ranch rural properties that are out towards 193 and out towards Camp Far West. Finally, one of the last things to mention is that you have a bunch of different price points in Lincoln. So living in Lincoln can also be more affordable than maybe say other parts of Placer County like Roseville or Rockland. I had no clue about Lincoln when I first purchased my home about 10 years ago, but it was something that I was able to afford, and it was where I got my first house. So it's a little bit further of a drive out from Roseville, but you know, you can definitely have a little bit more affordable options out here.
The next pro on our list, pro number 6, is going to be education. Now, most of Lincoln has above average schools from elementary all the way to the high school based on greatschools.org. Now, the elementary schools here rank anywhere from a 6 out of 10 to the highest ranking school being 12 Bridges Elementary that rates an 8 out of 10. Now, after the elementary schools, Lincoln has middle schools that are grades 6th through 8th grade. They have 12 Bridges Middle School located in the heart of 12 Bridges community. This school rates a 7 out of 10. Then you have Glenn Edwards Middle School, which is located in the older part of Lincoln, and that school rates a 5 out of 10. Both of these middle schools offer your standard programs where kids begin to switch classes, and they offer a variety of after-school sports and enrichment programs. Some of the highlights of each of those grade levels are going to be Lincoln Crossing Elementary, 12 Bridges Middle School. But the one thing that we want to highlight is the brand new 12 Bridges High School. This school is a state-of-the-art facility that looks like a college campus. It's brand new, it just opened a few years ago.
Pro number 7 is going to be new restaurants and businesses. Now this one could be a pro or a con depending on who you talk to, but the growth in Lincoln has been nice to see with what new businesses have come to the area. So when I first lived here, there wasn't a ton of stuff out here, but Lincoln is going to have some of your bigger box stores like your Target and your Home Depot and Lowe's, which was cool. I was happy to see Lincoln with a Sprouts. An In-N-Out burger was a pretty big deal, and then Lauren was pretty excited when Ulta came in. So to some, this growth can also be a con for a lot of people. If you've been a Lincoln resident for a long time, you may not want to see your town grow, but it has been a nice thing to see some of these new businesses come back, especially through that 2008 crash. So before we get into our cons, if you're digging this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below what you think some of the pros are about living in Lincoln, California. So like I said, we lived here for about 10 years before moving to Roseville, and we're gonna be brutally honest with some of these cons here because these were some of the things that we couldn't stand when we lived here.
All right, so the first con on our list is gonna be the distance. Now, while Lincoln isn't super far away from Roseville and Rockland, it can be a bit of a drive if you have to work in downtown Sacramento or if you're trying to go out for some of the nightlife scene. It can be a pain to get down there and back. Secondly, like we said in our pro, there has been some bigger name stores that have come to Lincoln. But if there is a store that you like to shop that isn't in Lincoln, like a Costco, then you're more than likely gonna have to travel into Roseville or Rockland.
So con number 2 on our list for living in Lincoln is gonna be the waste management facility located on the south side of Lincoln between Roseville and Lincoln. On your way into Lincoln, on the left-hand side of Highway 65 down Athens Road is gonna be the waste management facility. Now, this is great for when you're doing weekend or household projects and you need to take a quick load of stuff to the dump. However, when the wind blows north towards Lincoln and you're hanging out outside of your house, sometimes you can smell the dump. So it can be pretty ripe, especially in the summertime, but this isn't a reason not to live in Lincoln, but definitely something that you should be aware of. I would say out of the 10 years that I lived here, I probably smelled it a handful of times.
Con number 3, traffic. So another con is gonna be traffic, with a majority of new construction for Placer County happening in West Roseville, West Rockland, and Lincoln. That has put a massive strain on Highway 65, which is the main way to get in and out of Lincoln unless you take back roads. Right now, it seems like it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Highway 65 backs up from the 80 interchange all the way up to Blue Oaks and Sunset Boulevard, going south into Roseville. This can be frustrating if you are running low on time and you don't adequately plan for the traffic. Now, the traffic getting into Lincoln isn't quite as bad. It used to be worse, but the state did add more lanes on the interchange from 80 to 65 when you're heading into Lincoln. However, even this side can back up with how many people are now living and commuting in Lincoln. So our biggest takeaway here would be, if you decide to live in Lincoln, make sure you plan accordingly if you have to commute or travel into Sacramento.
Con number 4 is going to be lack of nightlife in Lincoln. So Lincoln definitely has that smaller town vibe, so that nightlife can be a little bit minimal. Up until Brother Oliver's moving into Lincoln, Lincoln used to only have one bar where you could go out and get drinks. You could always head over to Thunder Valley, or you can go down into Old Town or downtown Roseville for a few more options. But the other downside to being in a smaller town is that a lot of the restaurants don't stay open past 9 p.m. during the week, and maybe they stay open until about 10 or 11 on the weekends, but it's still, the town usually will shut down for the most part. There is a very small select group of places that are open late, but don't plan on a lot of things being open past 9:30 or 10 during the week. So con number 5 on our list is going to be the HOA and the Melrose in certain areas of Lincoln. The HOA in Melrose is going to be a con for certain areas of Lincoln. There are going to be times where people are going to tell you to avoid Lincoln at all costs because Lincoln has an HOA, Lincoln has a Melrose, which is the case for some areas, but it's not the case for all areas. Now, majority of Lincoln Crossing around Joyner and Ferrari Ranch are going to have the HOA and Melrose. But there are exceptions to the rule. If you do have questions about that, we can always make sure if a certain home is a part of the HOA or does have Melrose, which is an added tax bond. But the plus side to Lincoln Crossing is that if you do live within that community, you will also have access to that clubhouse, which is a gorgeous clubhouse that they just rebuilt.
All right, on to con number 6, lack of shopping. Lincoln has some major stores like Ulta, Lowe's, Home Depot, and a Target. They also have some locally owned boutiques that are fun to shop at. However, if you're looking to go to the mall or other chain stores, you'll have to drive into Roseville for all of that.
Last on our list for the cons of living in Lincoln is going to be con number 7, and that's going to be gym options. So they do have a few gym options, but they don't have a ton of gym options. So when I lived here, they really only had one gym that you could go to, which was on the backside of Lincoln off of Nicholas. It was an old Gold's gym. It was actually a pretty cool place to work out. Since then, they've opened up another gym, but there's really not a ton of gym options if you live here. So 24-Hour Fitness, the closest one is in Roseville. Lifetime Fitness, the closest one is in Roseville. And CalFit, which is our other big main chain gym, is going to be in Roseville. You have a couple of smaller ones like Crunch and Planet Fitness. Those are both going to be in Rockland. So when you're looking at Lincoln, if the gym is a big deal for you, you're only going to have 3 or 4 options as it relates to gyms. Or if you do choose to live in a place like Lincoln Crossing, you do have access to the clubhouse, and they just redid their entire gym facility.
So this is what we specialize in. We help people get to know the area and know the ins and outs of places that they normally wouldn't know about. You tell us a few things about your goals, and we're going to know exactly what the best places are for you and the ones to avoid. So as much as we love checking out these awesome places, we love helping you with all of your real estate needs.
There should be a number that's popping up here. We are the ones that answer those calls, texts, and emails. So if you do have any questions, please reach out. Any questions about Roseville, Folsom, Lincoln, or the greater Sacramento area in regards to your real estate needs, we would love to help you guys out. And as always, just know that we got your back when it comes to moving to Northern California.